In DC, for DC. DC Radio, 96.3 HD4 and DCRadio.gov.
And welcome to Co-Play Media! Woo! You know what? You're right. We should do it like this every time.
Every time, man.
Every time, every day. Oh my God, this is the most guests that we ever had. We're starting 2020, right, man?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yo, so... Okay. So it's me, your boy D. You know, we got Demo. You know what I'm saying?
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, indeed.
Happy New Year.
We got my man returning, David the O. Oliver.
Heyo!
We got my girl Baroness Bree.
Hello.
We got Jamal Harris in the building.
Hi.
Jamal Harris, a.k.a. Jazz House, a.k.a. Eeyore. Keeping it cool.
Oh, man. Too cool for school over there, man.
So,
You were stupid.
So I've known David for a while sometime, but I've really got to spend time with both Bree and Jamal over at the Baltimore Light Festival, which we all did together.
Good stuff.
And it was an amazing experience for
Yes.
us. And I was wondering, how'd you guys feel about it? Was it good? Did you like it?
Ladies first, though.
Oh, it was amazing. So I'm from Baltimore.
Oh, really?
Yes, I am.
I would have never thought.
Oh, just shut up.
You know?
Anyway.
It was so cloudy when we
You
were
know
there.
what? Such
Wait. Say do for me. Say water.
I'm not going to do that for you.
Okay.
Say dog.
That's not what you're going to get out of it. We're not going to do that today. However, my experience at the Baltimore Light Festival was fantastic.
It was.
A good crowd. I got
Yes.
heckled real good.
Did you now?
Yes, we had a ball. I brought people in. They were out hollering, screaming, talking foolishness. I'm like, come sit and chill. Come tell me about your life. So they became part of the show.
Yeah.
I also did part of a show. David and I did a show with Olu. And so he has a show called In the Black Podcast. So we cast it with him a little bit before my show started, and then you guys came a little bit after me.
Yeah, we walked
It was
up.
just dope. The energy was good.
Yeah.
The people were kind, and I mean, it's home. So I was just happy to be home and get to have my family see what I do.
Yeah.
It looked like you were having fun, too.
We had way too much fun.
I was like, wow, this is great.
I remember, David was out there kind of holding our hands, kind
I
of
know,
guiding
I
us, you
know.
know what I'm saying? Giving us the fandom, the stardom leadership that we kind of needed, you know what I'm saying?
Mentorship, man.
Listen,
The mentorship to outreach.
being outside is a different venue than being in a podcast studio.
For sure.
Altogether.
You're grabbing people off the street, engaging people. I had officers and people talking about, don't take no pictures of me. Don't tell my wife I said that. And I was like, okay, well, what you got to do?
My wife not out here.
One lady took her wig off.
She took a wig
One
off?
lady took her wig off.
was that?
I made her feel real at home.
Oh, okay.
We were talking about the
He was
incident
using
about what should men wear wigs and something like that. And
Oh.
also, the other subject matter was the woman who got into the fight and had the blender thrown up against her head.
Oh, I saw that.
She got hit with a blender.
Yo, at McDonald's or something, right?
The lady got good into the conversation because we was talking about the thing between, is it fair for men to wear extensions and wigs like women wear it? And so the lady got comfortable, and next thing you know, she just and just kept the conversation going, and we just
I was like, be yourself.
Wait,
you know what I'm saying?
men
We
are
at
wearing extensions?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been going on for decades, man.
Steve Harvey.
Word?
What?
Yes.
Word?
What, his mustache or his
No,
hair?
when he had that Steve Harvey.
So Steve Harvey got the
That
Mr.
was a
Potato
unit?
Head. He just put the fade
I
on
mean,
every
I got
day.
one for all you anime nerds and sci-fi nerds. Hercules, Kevin Sorbo.
Yep.
Yes. The
What?
entire show, that was extensions in his
Yeah.
hair.
Get out of
If
here.
you look at him on other movies and shows that came out that same period, you notice his hairline got shorter in the back and thinner in the front.
But let me say this. It's different for television. If I am doing a role and I need
That's what the point
continuity
was,
for
yeah.
the role,
Right.
that's different.
Yeah.
But if my eyebrows can't come off, neither should his. So, if you're going to be, you see the meme time, I'm going to lick my thumb and wipe off her eyebrows. Well, if we get into a shower and his hair is sprayed on with that Beijing.
Oh,
looking
yeah.
like-
It start going on the
When
side.
they look like samurai warriors. Like, who drew that line on that perfectly? Who has that level of?
Like, who was
see,
that artistic?
Well, yeah, it's the same, like you said, in television and so on. Another example of that is Jason Momoa. He basically was in Stargate Atlantis.
Okay.
In the beginning, he had his own hair. But by the end of the first season of him being in it, they were like, I'm having neck problems and so on, because it was his own hair. So they cut it out, and next thing you know, they made the extensions on it. So the rest of the seasons he's in, it's not his hair.
I would have never known the wiser. I would have never been the wiser. That's crazy.
I mean, I guess that's the beauty of it too.
So that was Olu's set. And then we did Bree's set. And then we had the people come in about that because she had a friend talking about home purchasing.
Yeah, so for
nice.
Baltimore Book Festival, for people who don't know, we did 2 events. So it was 2 nights, and
it was cold.
it was cold.
Oh, it was cold. I was bundled up. I had a hoodie.
Shit.
Hey, we had heaters.
And you know what?
Yeah, I saw that.
Y'all were prepared. I was not. And then they had the audacity to say, "Oh, we're cosplaying." I'm the only fool out there in cosplay.
I didn't notice that. I was like,
Hey, but people appreciate it. People appreciate it.
We
was getting
appreciate
attention.
it.
You was getting that
We
attention,
appreciate
man.
it. I was laughing because I was seeing you go.
But
it was cold out that thing.
fur is always warm.
Yeah, the second night you were looking bundled.
Yeah, the first night I was trying to be
live
cute.
and learn.
I was there for fashion.
Live
Didn't
and
know,
learn,
but no.
man.
it was-
Fashionable. That's what's up, man. More power to you.
But did you enjoy? What experience did you get out of it?
I loved it. Like it was a new experience for me because usually, it's like us and y'all, we talk together. It's different than like, hey, you come over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's
Trying
talk
to
about
pull
anime.
people in, yeah.
Like, but I remember by the second day we were having that conversation, that deep conversation with the 3 astrophysicists,
oh,
and it was like,
Oh, they were ready for y'all.
they were ready for
They
us. Like
sat through me.
they were waiting. Like we got something for it, and they were each from somewhere. Like one was like Russian, one was Middle East,
They
and
went and got food.
came back.
They settled in.
Yeah, they were ready for us.
But I don't think your audience understood fully what was happening for you guys, as well as Bree, Jamal, and everyone else who came, because Eric Suggs Jr., who works with Bopa, who was putting
Shout
it
out.
together.
Yeah,
Yes.
shout out Eric, man.
He was connected to Corey Morgan, who's a part of our leadership program.
Okay.
He's just Falcon or Captain America combination of Mr. Fantastic. I mean,
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Rick.
And his thing is Corey Morgan's face painting. So he's been out there for years with Eric. So did our other colleague, Enrique, who sells the comics and everything else. And he pretty much was like, okay, let's call it to Eric. And I said, all right, cool. So we missed Baltimore Comic Con to put Phantom Stardom out there, but we ended up with this. And we told Eric, I said, look, man, if you want to do something different, let me bring my squad. Because I seen what you got on your previous thing, but it's one thing to have, let's say, nerdism be celebrated, but we're not in the nerdism, environment. If people going around the corner to party, baby, we should have a party. And so when I got there, the whole thing was to teach all of you all who asked me advice on your shows and this. I said, let me start y'all where I started off at, in the street.
Yeah.
The street is where you need to be at, because that teaches you how to encourage that hunger, embrace the fear. And when I tell people stop somebody, if you don't know what that means, then you ain't the right person for me.
Exactly.
So all of you, to my surprise, stepped up. But what y'all didn't see, because y'all couldn't make it back Saturday night, Jamal and the rest of the Phantom Stardom leadership, we ended up supposed to only do 2 hours. We ended up doing 6.
Oof, that's a
Because
work
we
day.
started at 4.
That's a marathon.
Yeah, but
It was too cold for all of us.
No. Because when we got there at 4, we was trying to find parking.
Right.
That was the issue. Corey was already working.
right.
Brittany was already doing her thing. And the next thing you know, it became an issue for them to have anything worthwhile, because the people weren't really. Can you hear me, Shane? Keep going? Okay. All right. Sorry, folks. Just
Keep it going.
Just give me a signal. And so I just turned to the people. There's all these illustrators, right? And I'm looking at the people and I'm watching the customers. And I said, now, why are y'all sitting here in the dark? It's a nice sunny day. We got a shadow and everything like the freaking bat cave. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? People supposed to come see you. You got all the superhero crap on the wall. So I turned to Jamal and said, hey, man, do me a favor. Get my cell phone out. Let's set up the soundtrack right now. Let's do this. We're going to turn this up right now. One kid started teaching everybody how to do comic books. And long story short, I just went off. I jumped in all the illustrators' faces. We were doing a live interview. It was a talk show, broadcast live. And then by the time I got to our segment, Malika and Yusef, who are our costumers, they're called the Cora Cooper Company, they join in. Corey shuts down his table to do his part of the panel. But then it got so good about 7:30, we turned it into a talent show. Then it went further because Corey went back and opened up his booth. Because he saw Brittany, who was supposed to come on behind us, still making money. So she said, y'all keep on going. She didn't get on to about 8:30, close to 9 o'clock.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm dressed as the genie from Aladdin. So we're showcasing all our stuff. And then I walked around just to get an idea. I mean, that whole place, that whole pavilion just went crazy when I was walking around. And I still remember this one little girl, purple little jacket, all the people running up, all the accolades we were hearing. One lady came off her walker.
Wow.
And we were like, okay, this is a party. One gentleman won the headphones that I got from Beats by Dre, and another gentleman, he couldn't fathom. He thought I was Chi McBride, just like you did. He really thought I was Chi McBride because he couldn't fathom. You know, we showing the videos. He's like, nah, man, that's not you. You taking that man's likeness. And the other guy said, no, that's him. And so he couldn't believe it. And Eric liked the way I handled it because I didn't let him, as she say, heckle. Jamal was still on the microphone playing the host. I said, Jamal, I got it. So I said, come here, brother. Let me show you something. And when he came over, he was realizing for once in his life, somebody that's of that caliber is in front of him without no fanfare, security guard,
keeping it 100.
Giving him 100. And we gave him and everybody else a chance to get on the microphone.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so the next day, I get a report from this one here saying, you guys' presentation changed like 100% different. She was like, who was that? I was like, oh,
Man.
okay.
Awaken the beast, man. Like, it was inspiring.
But that was the whole point, because see, even for Olu's show, we were saying the same thing to him. You can be dark, but you want the audience to know you. So that's why I said bringing this young lady here, who's like our media guru, onto the team made a difference, because she already had her thing with the Fabulous F, and then she had her thing, Baroness Bree. So people can really understand what it is she's bringing. And then Jamal is stepping up from the back because he used to doing the production for everybody. And now that he's coming up with doing the photography and videography, I'm sharing with him my directing skills and, acting coaching, so that, when you see them, you get to really see what we're bringing to Family Style and how we can take what you want, manifest into reality, and put you in front of an audience that really doesn't know you, care for you, like you. And it really strengthens your resolve to say, is this what I want?
Right.
Yeah. And I would say that is definitely it was definitely a teachable moment, and it definitely got down to the root of entertaining a lot of it. It's like, if you could do this, you can go anywhere and do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'd say that is one of the things that I really value in the fandom, the stardom. And with that being said, I'd also like to move on to the other skills, that Bree and Jamal are bringing, whoever wants to go first, man, ladies first, of course.
First. Of course.
Oh, okay. Well, I do a little bit of cosplay. So
tell us about it.
A little bit.
Tell us.
First year at BlurredCon. Oh, okay. He wants to. Something's happening. But first year at BlurredCon, we had tons of photographers. I didn't know if I was going to show up on somebody's anime weirdo website or whatever, but ESPN was there. They Undefeated. So a number of us were featured on ESPN.
I saw
Undefeated.
it. Yeah.
A number of us were featured on. There are a bunch of little small websites that aren't, not because you're small, but because I just can't think of the names of all of them.
Niche.
Right. But people are just sending pictures. Talking about, is this you? Is this you? And I'm like, that's the first time I ever cosplayed. It's the first time I had little kids crying because I was Sailor Moon with braids, and people are and little girls are like, yeah, Sailor Moon with
blowing minds,
right? And I'm just I just didn't change my hair, but okay, so it was fun. It was relatable to see kids see their favorite superheroes in color.
Right.
And so for me, that is my favorite thing about what we do. But in addition to that, I also have my podcast, The Fabulous F. You can find it, but my that's why I have 2 websites. I thought about my life. So
she's smart. She's smart.
So, but my main domain is BaronessBree.com. I was deemed Baroness by Twitter during the royal wedding.
Nice.
And some friends of mine were like, you know what? You're now the Baroness. So I bought the domain and trademarked it.
Okay.
And
Smart.
it's been fun. I do social media marketing. I call it Sparkle Magic because I'm the only one that can do what I do and make it sparkle. And I do writing. I do freelance writing for various magazines, namely Essence.
Nice.
Essence, for those who hasn't heard this. Essence.
Yes.
So now you know why
Essence.
she's here.
Yes.
That's huge.
But she actually asked for it. That's the thing that most people don't get. I made her wait about 3 months because I was saying to the rest of the team, leadership is important to me. And if I'm going to have females out in front, they need to really embrace their power because there are other females who are looking. And we have Malika who does her thing, and she's new to come out in front, but she's now embracing it. Okay. And for her as a Muslim woman, it's wow.
Oh, yeah.
And then I took it a step further. I introduced her to somebody who's her future version of herself. and her name is Zainab Phillips, who is a Muslim woman who does fashion 3.0.
Dope.
So through all this stuff, we're bringing it. So it's, again, I don't say, oh, it's got to be female empowerment. No. Is this woman bringing forth a certain likability and power to her presence? When she said, I want to be a part of the panel, she'll tell you, I said, nah, I'll wait. Just to see what she would do. Most people want to be in that con world. They want to be in a group because they want to be comforted. I'm like, no.
Right.
You still on your own.
Yeah, you got to stand
We
out.
came together. It's only
stand.
for a team up. You know what I'm saying? Like the Avengers or something. We go, what? You need what? Okay, what?
Gotcha.
I call us the Super Friends.
That's her thing.
I like it.
That's why we rebranded coming in 2020. Thanks to
You
Bree.
know, everybody's got their thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their
Everybody bringing
superpower.
something to the table.
And this
This
gentleman
one.
right here.
This man right here. I seen the video that y'all did, like the editing for it. Really, did you do the editing for it?
No, that was
No, he's talking about the stunt demo.
The stunt demo?
Yeah, that was our other associate. That's my original mentee, LaTanya, a.k.a. Tanya Q.
Yes.
She's my mentee from doing directing and editing. And she went to SCAD. She just graduated about like a year or so ago.
Nice.
And now she's doing stuff for like corporate videos for realtors and other companies and industrials and other businesses around the DMV. And so whenever we need to come together, she'll call me and she had a concept and I'll do it. Or I'll call her and I had a concept. So I needed this because I, long story short, work with the stunt coordinator that works with Spike Lee in a movie that's getting ready to come out. And then another one had rejected me because I didn't have a qualified thing. And so now it's gotten to the point where, okay, we did that. And then Jamal has a history of teaching as also being a practitioner of martial arts. So
You do martial arts too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little bit.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
no,
This man be selling himself short. Go back to talking about it. You do a better
say
job.
a name that only true martial artists say, and I'm not going to let him do his spill on the man because it's his connection. But everybody in that clip literally are competitive martial artists who are crossing over into acting. So my competitiveness for acting matched theirs for fighting. And that's why it looks so good. So even when we had mistakes, she was able to cut that precise. And he calls himself now, he thinks he's Samuel Jackson, Mr. One Take.
Oh, yeah. He was one taking it, wasn't you?
Yes.
Let me give him the Joaquin Phoenix.
No, it's basically on credit for David and everything. David said, "Don't be me," and I was, as you can see, I'm just like, let's just get it done, and everything is like, "Don't be me," because when it comes down to it, I was just like, okay, okay, I'm done. I got angry. I wouldn't be like, "Yo, man," I was like, no, I'm not that way. So I had to get out of being Jamal, and so that's why he wanted it, and that's why I arranged for that to happen. That's why I asked him, hey, basically, my boy said he needed something. I wanted him to have what he needed to keep on moving up, keep on moving forward. And that's the biggest thing about, even knowing David and everything, because I've known him for years, and to reconnect and see that they've gone to different levels and so on. I was just like, hey, if you need it, I'll do it. I've always been in the background. Like what you're doing right now, WHUR, WHBC, and so on, Howard University. So if you want me to ever say, this is WHBC, 8:30 a.m., this is Jamal Harris, and I'm here. I'm like, oh, God, I gotta go through this again. And then it's the nighttime, yo, this is WHBC, 8:30 a.m. That's right, your boy DJ Quest is here. We're going to hit you with the dopest hits there are in hip-hop. Guess what? We're going to do it right now. And I had to go through all that. You have to learn your diction and everything and so on. This is WHUR. We're here from 12 to 6. Oh, God. So.
Gotta get that butter in.
Right.
You got to work on the butter. You got to churn that a little bit. You got to churn. You got some churning. You got to do with that.
Another synonym for butter.
Good boy on bold.
Spread that butter.
Let me Google another word for butter.
But you know what? He's not telling you, because the thing about it, he was always doing, the thing that reconnected me to him was it's okay. He would be doing all the pictures and photography for these events, right? And I was saying to him, like, oh, wow, man, you really doing it up, right? And the thing I would notice is that he's making the thing look like it's festive and full, but it really ain't. You know what I'm saying? And it may be 15, 20 people in the venue. Sorry about that. Oh, God, what is that in my mouth? Thank you. It's buttery. Edit that out, Shane. Go to another angle. Okay, stop laughing. But anyway, so I'll take it back.
So, but he got that thing looking full.
Take 2. So yeah, Jamal was taking pictures and stuff for other promoters and these DJs in the house music community that we both knew, but he didn't know in 2011. I did an event with them, and I shut it down after that because these guys only wanted to do a certain thing. It was about their little cruise. They weren't trying to expand. And so when he talked to me in 2017, he's like, yeah, I'm trying to do something. He saw what I was doing different, started rocking with me, and then about like 2018, he was doing some more stuff and I wasn't there. And then in 2019, we got back again. And I said, so what are you doing? You're paying for all of what? He said, no, I'm not paying for anything. So you're not paying for the venue? You're not getting nothing? He said, no, it's their party. I said, boy, you know what? You're doing all this work. Boy, you better come on. You know what I'm saying?
Better get this money.
And so that's why I tell him, I said, dude, you got to get out in the front. His cousin is, who's the DJ?
DJ Mandrill.
Number 1 house music.
Dude.
Legend. Legend in the game, right? Then who trained you for the martial arts? What's my man?
You mean Chuck Jeffries?
Exactly.
Ooh,
See what I'm
wait
saying?
a minute.
So why you gotta be so humble for it, man? Or is it just it's just who he is?
He never realized that through helping, say, Bree or you with your dream, that it's backing you. Basically, we do the same thing. The only difference is I have to step out in front to get your respect and your attention in order for you to understand I'm about to change your whole life and your whole mindset. He's like, well, whatever you got, I'm going to work with. Problem with that is it doesn't go but so far. And that's why I told him, I said, bro, just start doing your own thing. Let's just get out here. So putting him out in front as the host of Phantom Stardom, putting him out there to use his production skills, his photography skills. And we just did a project with 2 young ladies this past Friday. Now they all want to hire him. And I said, yeah, man, get it off my back.
Dude, we definitely had a thing going on with my sister. She was filming for a show she wanted to pitch to CW, and we were looking for somebody to help. And I had to call somebody from out North Carolina because there was just no one that we could reach who was willing to do it at the level that we needed. And we just had to go about it.
Next time you know where to call.
Yeah.
Because I wrote 2 network quality short films for them in under a week, and everybody was freaking out. Even them, they were like, you customized it to our strengths? I said, of course, that's my job. You know what I'm saying? The strategy is what I do. So bringing these 2 people in, it just enhanced the team. And then if you don't mind me saying, Enrique Fernandez, who does all our selling, and he's the vendor of the group, he has the comics and the toys. I mean, this cat just blew me away. He inspired me to do this. And then Corey was right there with him because Corey was with me on the news. Never knew exactly who I was and what I was doing, but he'd been watching the whole time. You know, and then the Wonder Twins, we called them, Malika and Yusef.
That works with the Super Friends. I just got that.
We
I'm slow.
That, but we don't realize, their husband and wife team, they kind of work in tandem a lot. And I just met them randomly working with another mentee at the Soccer Missouri thing. And that's how we got to talking because I just randomly asked her to take a picture with him because the outfit she had on. And then Yusef said, yeah, my wife makes all this stuff. I said, wait a minute, that's your wife? Wait a minute, that's you? She made that for you? And he's a big guy like I was. I'm like, oh, snap. $200 we got to get together. And she make my stuff. So it just formulated into that core group. And like I said, everybody got skill set. But I think between Blurred Con, I think we can talk about what the effect of that happened, can we?
Go for it.
Packed room. It was packed. People were standing on the walls, people sitting on the floors. We didn't know they were turning people away from us. And now they're saying something different is going to happen. I can't say it yet because she said I took public yet, but I'll wait till we get it. But let's just say it's going to be bigger this time.
Spoiler alert.
We need that exclusive.
It's going to be a bigger presentation.
There's news coming out. There's news coming.
That's on our part. Okay. And then what we did at Baltimore City Light Fair, that ended up getting us even more because then they contacted us and said, can y'all do a full week? Because we turned it into such a show.
I remember it. It was like, man, it's too cold, man.
But then he said he came up with a brilliant idea to Eric's credit. His idea was since we were cold, he wants to do it where we do the fundraising this time for the kids in the schools being
that are cold.
That is brilliant.
I said brilliant, but stupid because your staff were freaking freeze.
Yes.
We were so cold.
But it's just, for folks who don't know about Baltimore, I just got to talk about it. Because it is the craziest thing because I went to Montgomery County schools. So this is that, you know what I'm saying? So for those who are not from the area, the idea of it is
privilege.
Yes. I'm a privileged black dude. So There is no heat in Baltimore schools. When there is cold, like when there is a blizzard,
like legit ever?
They leave early, cuz.
Wait a minute, so
they ain't got no heat, they ain't got no AC.
So this is where I pack up my privilege because I went to Baltimore County Public School.
Oh yeah, you from the county?
Our parents made sure we had. So this is the issue.
Owings Mills?
Not well, kind of sort of Catonsville. But Catonsville. But the situation with the Baltimore school systems is that there's a lack of budget. So these buildings are so old. And you have buildings that were built, some of them in the early 1900s. And it's going to cost more to repair them than it would be to rebuild them.
Wow. Yes.
And so then, I mean, if you've ever been in the Enoch Pratt Library, it's a beautiful library, one of the most historic libraries. They can't afford to fix everything in it because it's all that old school 1800s plumbing, piping. A lot of the properties there still have copper wires, still have lead pipes. So I mean, we are literally
lead poisoning.
All that good stuff.
But in the inner city, it's real because no one cares about our kids.
No.
So these programs like BOPA are bringing attention to the kids that have the lack because the politicians don't care. And Baltimore is one of the most corrupt.
Because they're getting a lot of money.
They're getting.
We were there last weekend, and I was looking at that dude campaigning on that building. I was like. I'm looking around like, who would run for anything in this city and take it serious?
I mean, this is
they trying to come up.
That's crazy.
Every city has corruption. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, they do.
But to have a mayor who was like literally pocketing gift cards
he was about
that were for
books. It was children's books.
No. These were gift cards for homeless families that were being relocated. She was handing them out like Best Buy gift cards.
Oh, just slinging them out there because she got it like that.
So I mean, the thing is that there's a lot of things going on where we don't have the checks and balances because we feel like, they look like me. We good.
Yeah.
And so I love my people. I want us to do well. I want my city to succeed, but we have got to be accountable.
Yeah. There's a systemic issue that's more than just.
Somebody told me, like, if you're anywhere where there's no cobblestone.
I was driving around. He said that. It was like as soon as there was no cobblestone, I was like, yo, cuz, this is crazy out here, man.
He was like, I'm going to park at this motel. So I was like, nah.
No. So you have to remember, in Baltimore, the historic areas with the cobblestone were taken from black people.
Right. But you could tell.
Black people owned
really?
You could tell.
But that's just like with Georgetown. Georgetown was owned by black people.
Yeah.
They took the cobblestone from us and made it $1 million.
It's nice.
So remember that we are rebuilding from the things that were taken from us through illegal property, acquisitions and all that type of stuff. So,
and I truly feel as if like one of the things that we as a community do, and it was one of the greatest ideas, even though it was stupid because they are going to freeze. We're gonna talk to Eric. There's got to be a better idea. But
Talk to who?
Eric about the event for because there's got to be a better idea than us just freezing outside. But
no.
We came up with one.
We're
We're
gonna
talking,
tweak it.
but
okay.
The thing about it was because everybody was saying about the cold, he was jokingly relating it to the situation.
These kids,
it made sense to us. So it was this perfect timing to say, okay, still, let's work on the presentation to get everybody heated.
That's crazy.
Okay?
It's impossible.
And then that allows everyone to stay functional. And then when people come to the tent, one of the reasons why people came and sat when you guys started your set was because the way I positioned the seats was your heater was blowing past your feet into the front of the audience.
Right.
he trickery.
You see what I'm saying? So the thing I said to Eric, set the seats up so that way they can sit down.
I remember that part. I remember because you were like, yo, put it right here. Right here. I was like, okay.
Yeah, because sometimes you got to do stuff on the fly that sets stuff up. So in this case, that we got a year out in each of the presentation, we're going to sit down in about like 3 weeks, the full team, and get everything together for the stuff that we got coming up. Because one of the things people are asking for is my time to design their shows. And right now I have to design the entire parade for the Funk Parade, as well as the main stage for the Funk Parade. And one of the ideas I came up with was to hit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Based on his conversation about that with the kids in Baltimore, they said that what the theme was from a conversation with Prince called The Magic of Music. Magic of Music. So I said because me and the always go hand in hand. So I said the Magic of Music. And since I already had the Aladdin costume, the organizer was like, oh my God. And I said, yeah, so here's a bonus. Go to Make-A-Wish. Get a kid who wants to be a Grand Marshal in the parade. They walk with me in every news appearance that I go on or media outlet I go on, they come with. That's your national exposure. You see what I'm saying? So this is the type of stuff that I'm saying to people here that locally, like Eric, like the musicianship that they can do to get on national recognition. Yeah. Because the mission is greater than our faces, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's more important.
Right. I think it's beautiful whenever we're able to leverage our interests and loves and hobbies into something that's positive for our community. Like, I think that's an amazing idea. And as far as the experience itself, how does it help either any of you guys with the Black nerd experience? Does it help? Is there like a form of acceptance? I've always considered myself a nerd, you know what I'm saying? My thing is just
that was
like,
my clique.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's my clique, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna feel me. But how did it help with you guys' experience? Like, how did it?
I've always been Wu-Tang and Dragon Ball Z my whole life.
I love it. I love it.
So
that's a clip moment right there, man. I tell you what.
You know.
Ooh, you know what I'm saying? I hit my heart. What about you, man?
Wow. Wow, Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang and DBZ. I was like, oh.
7th grade changed my life.
Protect your neck. Protect your neck, dog.
No, I mean, for me, it's I'm the boy out of 2 girls, 3 children. I'm the last born, and so when it came for me learning anything, I was by myself. My sisters are out there going, "Hey, we going to see Prince."
Being annoying.
Right. I'm just the little guy, so my favorite was PBS. So what? So I just clicked on PBS. So being being a Black nerd or whatever, I didn't consider it being a nerd. It was called what was available on television.
It was what I had access to. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what I had, and that meant for me growing up watching, WH. I forget WHMM. I forget. Yeah. So I watched everything. Channel 32.
Howard
University joint. Yeah.
Shout out HUT. Thank you. I couldn't remember. That said, they will get on me now because I have to say that. I just thought about that, like, duh. So watching, right there. Just going from them and everything. So I would watch Garth Fagan, Alvin Ailey, everything that was related African American and so on, and beyond that, and so when he also after that becomes to me with watching Doctor Who.
Yes, sir.
Doctor Who goes hard, man. Doctor Who's been around for a minute too. You just got into it.
Yeah. You have a lot to watch.
I know.
There's a girl now. Well, Doctor Who is a woman.
Well, see,
she doesn't kill as many people.
Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah. Doctor Who is low key more dangerous than any person with a gun. That's what I loved about the show.
Well, see, that's the thing about my grandmother and them always liked about me. They're like, okay, what Jamal watching? And they'll look over and they're like, who's this? Oh, Doctor Who, because my father was a nerd in himself as well, because he can tell you anything about any president in the United States.
Really?
And I don't think that's a nerd thing. I think that's a smart thing right there.
Well,
it's a history buff.
But history buff is nerd.
I mean, I love the History Channel.
So it wasn't cool. But he could tell you everything about, or anything in the district that has to do anything military-wise and so on. He explained it to me.
Really?
That's tight.
So it was just like, okay, that's my dad. And he did models. He made models. I made models.
I did that for a while.
So
you guys made models?
Yeah, man.
You gotta remember in that era that he's talking about, that was considered a nerdism.
That was a nerd thing.
You had to go to the special little hobby shop.
Right, go paint it. Get the
you had to get the paint.
special paint.
I just order everything off Amazon. It's modular, you know what I'm saying? It's like Legos. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, back in the day, you had to go to the hobby shop and order it, and then it came back in 2
from
weeks.
the catalog.
You had the little glue guns and soldering irons.
Of glue?
Yeah.
Man.
What was going on?
Glue guns were dangerous.
I grew up, all I did is play sports and video games. That's all.
That's a big thing right there. Yeah. Because for us, I can tell you right now, again, being the only boy, I really, like I said, what David and I was always alone per se. My father showed me also comic books.
Oh yeah, the comics. The comics is real, man.
And so when it comes to what you're talking about, y'all can go, hey, Amazon, clickety click, I got it. Basically, I didn't have that. We basically had to go out, work, do a little this and that and everything. Oh, I got $5. What you doing? I'm running down to the comic book shop or to back in the day 7-Elevens. Highs. We had Highs shop.
Oh, I never heard of that.
So,
I heard of one.
Wow. Or Woolworth. where you actually can buy a pack of comic books for like $1.
Yeah.
And you get 10 comic books.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like 10 cents a piece, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So I was like, it's heaven. It's heaven. This is a great thing. But like I said, when you say being a nerd, literally, I couldn't. When someone said black nerd, I was like, what is that? Because I've always been intellectual, and my grandmother was saying that she said the same thing to me years ago. It's like, so you calling me a nerd? Well, thank goodness I can't say the rest because she's about just a little shorter than Bree. And my grandmother just,
she was like the "Where's the beef" grandma.
Whoa, where's
the
beef? Yeah. And she would say it in 3 different languages, including English. So basically, she could curse you out in French, Spanish, and German.
Nice.
And basically, if I got into trouble, so it'd be like, Jamal, I'm like, oh God.
So you got to decipher the whooping you about to get. Right, you know what I'm saying? What angle is this beating going to come from?
Right. So basically, being, like you said, for her and everything is like, if y'all want to call me a black nerd, fine. I've been one all my life.
It is what it is, man.
Right, and a lot of people didn't realize that they were blurs.
Yeah,
for real.
Because I grew up a Jeopardy kid. Like
I love Jeopardy.
I've watched Jeopardy my whole life. Like I've auditioned for Jeopardy. I met Alex Trebek. Like I'm a Jeopardy nerd. I love him. And grew up Star Trek.
Star Trek,
all of that.
Star
Trek, Star Wars.
Like I said, my father really influenced me about all that.
Oh yeah.
So he took me to see the first Star Trek movie.
Oh, really?
And basically,
what year was that?
Nah. We ain't gonna call the man out. We ain't gonna jab the man's pride. You know what I'm saying?
Bree, excuse me.
Before he tells us how it was.
Because I was in elementary school. I liked the anime and everything, but there was this one kid that I'm assuming back then it was still cosplay. He would dress up in a Star Trek uniform. I'm like, oh, look at this nerd guy. But the whole time I'm at home like, yo, Dragon Ball Z is coming on.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Hey, on the international channel, cuz, I was living for that international channel.
We didn't have that in Baltimore. We did not have the international channel. That was an extra.
See, that's the thing. I'm listening
I feel like the international channel went off at some point.
It did go off at some point. Because I was trying my hardest to stick with it. Like, I think it was channel 51 at the time or something like that.
We used to get them from the VHS from the library.
Oh, yeah. I had a bunch of VHSs. I had the whole scene.
But then it was in the oversized international VHS that you had to watch in the library.
Yeah.
So where would you guys speculate the future of blurredom going? Like, where do you see it? Do you feel as if, like, the blurred experience or the nerd experience is going to start becoming a mainstream thing?
It's already mainstream.
I feel it's pretty mainstream. Yeah. Once I seen Meg Thee Stallion with the white and red, I was like, we're not living in reality anymore.
Michael B. Jordan is a huge anime fan.
Michael B. Jordan is a poser, and you know it, and I know it, and we all know it.
Let me say this. As a person who comes from a place where people don't always pronounce words correctly.
Yeah, you saw it too.
You guys are mad with him because he called the show a different name.
No, I'm also mad that he's pushing this super expensive anime-inspired clothing. Like, we're not buying that.
But it's not for you.
But
that's
who's
the thing.
For
it's
them?
for his friends that got the money. It's for the people that live on his block.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
when you go outside with your Amazon Dragon Ball Z costume, he's got the couture Gucci Dapper Danvers.
He got the leather Gucci. I'm like, this man got Coach for real.
I mean, look at these boots. Yes. Oh, look at the price of these boots.
I do want the boots. The boots is like $400. I'm gonna get the boots.
You can't clown if you want it.
I can't clown Michael B. Jordan because I am happy that anybody who looks like me is doing anything positive for our, for the community. But it's one of those things where, I felt as if, it seemed at certain points where it was a little bit less than authentic.
But also remember, he is a Marvel. He's Marvel, so he's already in the nerddom.
That's true. That's true.
Oh
yeah. He's already. If Michael B. Jordan cocked in this room right now, I would still be like, "Oh my God, it's Michael B. Jordan." I would still be like, "Oh man, I love everything that you were in." You know what I'm saying? From The Wire to Marvel.
But would you question him about his?
Yes, that would be the third thing that I would bring up to him after Marvel and The Wire. They would go straight into. So what's up with those shoes?
We gonna skip Creed.
No, and that's good. That's good journalism because now you're bringing your opinion to the front. And genuine, so your audience will know the difference.
Oh, yeah, dog.
See what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't want to do that to somebody.
Because they don't want to step on
I've
toes.
done it numerous times to different people. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, why fake it when we're supposed to be on the equal terms?
Right.
Yes.
He gives 0 beeps.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't help to, again, because you're going to want to say it at some point. Your audience is going to hear you say it before or after the interview. What's the word they can do? Cut? Like, did y'all not see the clip where Kendrick Lamar walked out on the one girl because she didn't know who Martin was?
Yep.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
That's very
that
important.
shows you how nerdism goes. He was deep, and she said, I know the Fruity Pebbles.
It's like,
What? You don't know Martin?
How do you not know Martin? I was just watching Martin at work today.
you know what I'm
Everybody
saying?
But this goes to this question, and I'll let Jamal answer before I get deep into it. But just go ahead. Because I'll tell you, you don't want me to answer that question. I'll tell you that.
Future of nerd culture and the direction that it's going. Like, what future do you see?
Specific,
for it?
he said black nerd.
But yeah,
Black
blur.
Well, the future of it is basically, as Bree said, it's already there. The funny part is that more people want to copy.
Of course, it's like rap and rock music.
I mean, it's they want to imitate. Now, if you want to come for a history for me and so on, I mean, I knew the guys who created AwesomeCon.
Okay.
I was there. So when it comes down to it, it was like, AwesomeCon. And when it came down to AwesomeCon and so on, let's not think, everybody was going to come in and jump in like, hey. It was actually, they had to reach out to get people. And then the next year, then everybody was like, oh yeah, I can get Uber. And that's what happened. When it comes to BlurCon and so on and everything, then BlurCon said, hey, let's make it about us.
Yeah.
And then you get people like Bree. And you got people like Bree coming in there looking like Sailor Moon with
You know what I'm
braids.
saying?
And
Bree coming in with the buttery leather pants.
Yes. We can tell we running low on time. We'll share for the bonus section.
Well, I'm gonna say for that right there, it comes down to it and everything. From AwesomeCon, because I was just a photographer and I took images only of, unless it was something connected to a person of color. And the reason
Which is easy to do, yeah.
In
BlurCon?
No,
AwesomeCon is difficult.
AwesomeCon was so different, but I found out when it came down to it, she's a superstar. And the reason why she's a superstar is because she said, hey, I love this image. And she was like, I want to present it as me. And sure enough, from 2016 all the way up, I missed 2015 and up, I missed 2017 because of surgery. More and more persons of color came in there.
Wow.
And with it, I swear they were superstars. And one couple, and they're tall. I forget his name. They're tall.
Oh, you talking about Harry? And his wife, Gina?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They came in and dressed as, not Ma and Pa Superman, I'm saying, but it was Jor-El and I forget her name.
Yeah.
And so they were the mother and father of Superman, and they could walk at least 10 feet. Oh my God, can I go? And they had a little entourage
That's dope.
following them. So when it comes down it comes down to it, now people are imitating that. Because they're like, wow, can we do it? Like, can we do something with, and I'm not having, can we have a gay-a-con? Or it's like, no. It's not needed for that.
Right.
Because BlurCon said, and I swear to it, said, hey, everybody.
Yeah.
It's very inclusive.
And I think you bring
two big in the game. I didn't even realize who they were until we started talking. Two trans females. That was man going to woman.
I don't know.
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
Transition.
There we go.
Yeah. They were talking to me because they overheard the conversation I had with other people, and then they found out what I did for the trans male that came into our panel. Everybody went crazy. And so when they were something like for real, and then the one girl saw that I know DJ Spinner. See, that's why I tell them I'm an alien visiting. I'm not even a part of the culture. When people see me, they say, "You cosplay?" No, I'm not. I'm just Dave in the costume. I don't know jack about the character. I'm just being loud and outrageous.
I think Jamal touches on a great point, is that there's going to be like a different level of celebrity that's going to be based off of celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I think that was the point that you were making. There's going to be folks like Bree coming in who are going to be rocking, I guess, the Catwoman suit or something. You're going to be like the Catwoman You know what I'm saying? Like celebrity.
I was Black Widow.
Black Widow. I'm sorry, correction. Black Widow.
Right.
So she's going to be coming in with the Black Widow. And then instead of a regular NerdCom, there's going to be like a whole black set, Marvel set of cosplayers.
So I want to say this. We put our own flavor into these costumes.
You got to.
We put our flavor into these costumes. You will see things mashed up, sprinkled, hooked up, cut up, jazzed up. And you be like, this is all right. I didn't even know that you could do this with that kind of costume. And I can't tell you because I started going to cons because my kids... We were going through a divorce. My oldest kid wasn't really feeling like anything, but he spoke anime. No, but he spoke anime. He spoke cosplay. So we started doing this, and this was like our therapy. So we started going to cons.
That's beautiful.
And then it's like, you know what? I'm gonna dress up. I'm paying all this money for y'all to dress up. I'm dressing up. So then I'm dressing up, and they like. So the first year I was Sailor Moon. That's the first year I ever cosplayed.
Oh, so your first one was Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. And so then I'm getting all this love, and I'm like, I want more costumes. It becomes like a drug, but it's not. It's a drug because you're enjoying and communicating with your people.
Yep.
On a level where we can't communicate normally.
Folks just being like,
well, not even about the recognition. It's about talking to introverts that wouldn't talk to me as my regular self.
Yep.
It's about talking to kids with autism that don't communicate, but I'm now her favorite character.
Oh yeah.
You know, talking to sick kids that normally don't get out. We are doing cool stuff as cosplayers. So, you know, using your platform for good. It's a lot of cosplayers out here just like, I want to be on the OnlyFans and put my booty out there. That's how we pay for these costumes. I understand. I'm not judging you.
Yeah,
but
I appreciate it too.
There's a way, you know, but also, can we get out there? There are the LGBTQ. He's laughing at me. But the LGBTQ community is out there. They're raising money. There's a group of cosplayers, the Old Dirt Road, who does Prince of All Saiyans. I think you guys met them.
I love that.
They do work and raise money for the lemonade stand in Philly. Like these guys are raising money for using their visibility for good. We have to do that more as a cosplayer.
I completely agree.
And my professor from Howard University,
Walt.
Yeah.
Yeah, my man Walt.
Oh.
Professor Walt.
Professor Walter Oliver.
You will never not know he's that, but he's... Go ahead, because when you see Walt is Walt. And Spider-Man, you ain't saying nothing.
Spider-Man.
Nothing.
Black Panther.
Exactly.
And this man taught me at Howard University.
He is so dope.
And he when he first saw me at Austin, he's like, Harris. I was like, what? Yes, sir.
Did you do that assignment?
It's like it was like a flashback here in his voice. And I was like, Professor Oliver? And then he's just like, oh my goodness. And it was such a cheery thing to see him embracing. And it showed the people is like, listen, it doesn't matter. And he does a lot of charity work.
Which is awesome.
Well, and people don't understand. But the thing is, we have to understand that, like she said, you know, I'm a person with disability. And so on. And when I saw children coming up there and they're like, what are you? And he was like, I'm Thor. And he was in a wheelchair. And he's black. But he was Thor.
In a wheelchair.
And it didn't matter. And guess what? It was a trail of them.
Wow.
And it didn't matter. And that's one thing I say. Awesome Con, Blurred Con, any con that allows them to dress up a lot. That's like holiday because it allows them to get out of character of what their everyday life is like. Listen, I am
whatever.
Right. I'm Sailor Moon. And people like, wow, like I didn't know she can look so sexy and everything. And then you look over here and you're looking at Hela from Thor and they're like, oh my God, I didn't know she could look so voluptuous and tall and everything and not look as pale. But anyway, we ain't gonna go there.
real quick, with the time that we have right now, because we got to go through this real quick anime impact part right here, real quick. How much time do we have, Shane? All right, not that much. So with the time that we have, we're gonna do
Spitfire.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna spitfire this.
Hit it.
What was the anime of? We're gonna make this shorter. Anime of the year for y'all.
Black Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul?
Yes.
Oh, Tokyo Ghoul.
I just found out about it. My son has had me. I pay for Verve.
Hey, welcome to the Verve Club. You are not alone.
Apparently.
So yeah, I'm learning about all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh yes. My
Demon
man.
Slayer is number one.
You took mine, but I agree with you, man. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
Demon Slayer
is just the best anime.
It's just the best one. It's just the best.
The art is just dope.
I love it. My man.
Fire Force.
Fire Force. I love it. Fire Force was awesome. The fight scene that was in the end, the whole little brother, big brother thing. I loved it, man.
And the thing about it, they took it back to the 90s style
Yes.
of shooting.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Excuse you were wrong, my brother. You were wrong, my brother.
What about you, Jamal? What you got?
Well, I have a couple because it's one on.
You got to be one. It's got to be one and only.
I forget the name of it. It's on Netflix. It's about a guy who's boxing and so on.
Megalobox.
No, not Megalobox.
Not Megalobox.
The original one is Levius. Is you saying the black guy boxing?
No, he's like he has his own style of boxing.
Hajime no Ippo.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. Keep talking.
And he has his own style, and basically he's going in there and
You're not talking
he's
about
Tokyo. Like he's the boxer for a company.
Oh, you're talking about Kenshin.
Kenshin.
Yeah, the new job.
Kenshin.
Mixed martial arts.
Knockoff to Baki.
It's a Baki knockoff. I'm with you. I'm with you now.
I'm sorry to say Baki.
I like it, though.
And Baki as well, but
Baki went hard. Yeah.
Baki, and I say Baki, and I say quick. Baki literally inspired me even more into my Muay Thai phase, and me to get like, listen, I need to go overseas. I need to do this and everything.
And wait a minute, hold on. Thanks to that, Baki was the influence over what you saw in the stunt demo that we did. That's why there was no room for hesitation. That's why we actually hit each other, and you saw me headbutt that kid at top speed. Because, like I told him, all that pontificating and all this, bruh, if you I'm going to smack you through the door. And what did I do? Slammed his head through the wall.
Hey, you got to stay in the box. You got to stay in the box, man.
Look, I'm coming full speed.
All right.
Yo,
next.
Anime spirit animal, go.
I don't have that one. Mine is a hyena. Hence my email says hyena. That was my fighting name when I was starting off in martial arts.
What?
I would smile when I whooped audience's face, my opponent's face. So the audience thought I was laughing the whole time.
Goodness.
Dang.
All right.
Your spirit animal. Just think
Or
about it.
anime character that's your spirit. Like,
I
who's
don't
your...
have one.
Yeah, your spirit.
So as a mother, I am Chi-Chi.
Just keep saying all the right stuff,
You know,
Bree.
That's not cool.
No, as a mom.
With it with Bree.
I'm annoying Chi-Chi.
Really?
You know, making them go hard. You know, that's me hollering in Japanese when the kids do what they're not doing. Yeah, so.
Didn't do the homework, but Mom, I want to learn how to fight so I can reach my full.
But don't forget, Chi-Chi had hands. Chi-Chi had hands.
She did come
Chi-Chi
up
had
fight.
mad hands.
She
Okay,
did. You're
so
right.
don't forget.
You're
Don't
right.
ever sleep on
absolutely
Chi-Chi.
right.
She was a bad one, man. Chi-Chi was a bad one, man. She was doing it.
Nobody didn't like out of the females was Boomer.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Boma is annoying.
Demo, what about you, man?
I gotta go with Kakashi, man. That's my guy.
Smooth.
That's my guy.
Cool.
He don't care about much, but when it's down to it,
Hey, I'm gonna get to it. When you put the book down, it's like hands.
I gotta throw hands right now.
Hey,
Last chapter. Let's
Let's do it. Jamal, what about you, man?
I can only say mine's just related across everything. Is basically just the crow. Basically, actually, and I found out later in my life that basically when I was born outside the actual, they was like it was raining, and there was a crow out there.
Oh,
And I was like, well, thanks.
it seems like a scene.
My teammates are
This is
spiritual,
like
powerful
This fool
beings.
think he is brand
this like
new.
a scene from like Cowboy Bebop or something. Like at the end.
We're gonna,
Hey, I was told that.
Yeah.
we gonna next time
I'm
you
with it.
see him, I'm gonna do his makeup. He gonna be the crow for the next con.
Hey, I was just thinking about that.
I'm gonna put a rain filter on you on Instagram.
Get some black electrical.
You can see it can't rain all the time.
Oh,
Can't rain all the
Because
time.
I only seen a couple guys ever do it. Dog, trust me, no black brothers do it. I only saw Latino guys and white guys.
Oh,
That's
only
true.
white and Latino guys can pull it off, man.
no,
No, I'm gonna put a wig on him. I got
We
wigs.
we got wigs.
You get a sleepy
Got
little
locks.
guy that can do the move.
Get like a
Locks.
Jerry curl
We
wig
can
on
do
him, kind
locks.
of.
I can give you.
Is she straight hair?
Trust me.
No.
You can make it work, man. I've seen it at BlurCon. Folks are making stuff work.
We can make
Okay.
anything work.
Was there ever an anime specifically that educated you on a topic, a skill, an anything of real life, an actual something, be it martial arts, be it an actual skill, or just improve something that you guys already do? You know what's funny is I didn't talk about none of mine this whole time. I'm gonna go with the one that I got is
5 minutes.
we got 5 minutes. Cells at work. It's on Netflix right now. It is the cutest thing. If you want to teach somebody something, Cells at Work was like the greatest way of breaking down how the human body works. So they, you know what I'm saying? So they had a little cute girl, and she was the red blood cells, and she's carrying around packages and sandwiches because that's what red blood cells do. You know what I'm saying? And there's like a white blood cell that's going around like killing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what white blood cells do. And they go through like a real cute way of explaining things from an abrasion up to cancer. You know, and I think it's a really good way for folks to understand
things. It's a simple way of doing it, but I don't know. I try to watch it straight through. I get to like half an episode.
Is it a dub or is it an American?
It's dub.
There is a dub. Yes.
Okay.
It is dub.
Well, that is good. It actually it does help, and I approve of it. I definitely approve of it.
There was also another one that I would give, and that is Hajime no Ippo, which I'm a huge fan of. I started watching it as a kid, and it starts out as a middle schooler, high schooler, who learns how to box.
Oh, I know.
And he uses Mike Tyson's boxing style, the peekaboo boxing style, and then it goes into the other various boxing styles and how they train and how they work and how a champion, defends their title and all that kind of stuff. Who's ready?
I mean, mine's pretty much was like Chinese Gods. Came out in 1978.
I see, man.
It helped me to learn more about Chinese folklore to understand what I was looking at when I watched these kung fu films, and it had Bruce Lee as a god. That was a combination from all the greater spirits, and he was the modern day version. So in this, Bruce Lee had 4 arms, a third eye, and was
6 arms.
It was 6, right?
6 arms.
And his technique that he would do in all the films, where you can see the actual Jeet Kune Do developing, which was an extension of Wing Chun. So that was what helped me to learn. So that anime was there, and plus it used the sound effects from the Super Friends. You know what I'm saying?
Bree, what would you say?
So, I am all over the place with anime. So one of my favorites starting out was like Chobits.
Chobits,
well, it's not actually, it was a manga. So it's not actually, so I'm a manga girl. I grew up with the books.
I like manga.
Figuring it all out. So, but I'm trying to think what other one would be. Inuyasha.
Inuyasha. Bree just keeps saying the right stuff, man. Inuyasha.
Like the classics.
Yeah, I love it, man. Teaching you about love. Anyway, Jamal.
What's the question?
What would you say, my man? What would you say?
We got 6 minutes.
We got 6 minutes. We got like
2 minutes.
We got like 2 minutes for you to tell me what is an anime in which you learned something, a skill or something that taught you something.
I'm messing with it. Currently, it's actually Food Wars.
Oh, Food Wars,
which is excellent.
Yes.
Does it teach you how to? Does it teach one how to cook?
Yes, you actually can go online and it shows you actually how to do it. And I actually made a meal of it.
That's gangster.
And it was very tasty. And
It was
everything.
a crazy Japanese cartoon.
Hey,
they make so much about every crazy little
They
thing.
slide it in there, man. They slide it in
Why do you
there.
make an episode about how to go play basketball with the girl and
Dude, I was watching Dr. Stone. They had like 14 episodes. You seen it?
I watched the entire thing. Now that I learned. The cell phone thing. Put me to a whole nother level.
I didn't even understand all the stuff that they were breaking it down in such a way that if I were to go back and watch it, I feel as if I could really make a phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because everything he did to make the glass, all that, the electricity, all that was there.
So
1 minute. 1 minute. Well, I mean, that's Food Wars, and there's a couple of things.
Food Wars is dope.
What?
Oh, stop it.
With the time.
There you go.
With the time that we have right now, I want you guys to give your shout outs, man. Going around the corner, starting from my man Jamal.
Shout out to you. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Oh, man.
That is the nicest thing anybody has ever said in a shout out. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
But talk about your stuff for real. Jazz House, all that stuff. House of Jazz?
I'm not that kind of person. House of Jazz. House of Jazz is the House of Jazz. Yeah, baby. No. Just shout out to my people. I mean, again, I appreciate you allowing me to be here and everything. Shout out to my boy David. Shout out to Miss Bree. Just being in their presence. So again, thank you.
So humble, so humble. Bree, what you rapping, man? Where you from? Tell us about it.
I am just going to point everyone toward mybaronessbree.com. You can visit me. It will link you to the podcast I'm not allowed to say the name of, and it's bi-weekly, and second season just started this week.
Fabulous. And my man, David.
All I got to do is the same thing on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. David the Oliver. I am a word, so it's THEOH. All together, it's one word.
David the O. And, we never talk about ourselves, huh?
No, man, because it's not about us.
It's not about us, man. But if y'all ever want to check us out here on DC Radio, you can. You can also check us out on our website at coplaymedia.com. We're also there on Facebook at Coplay Media. And Twitter's Coplay Media.
You are now listening to Coplay Media!
I love it. And we're going to drop right there. Take it easy, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Peace.
In DC, for DC, DC Radio, 96.3 HD4, and DCRadio.gov.